Hey bike farmers, thanks for clicking in. So if you've watched all my videos, which I know a lot of you have, you'll have seen the video where I showed you my entire bike collection, and they are all pretty darn awesome. And that video would make one wonder, what would a guy like that need with another bike? And that's when Rivendell Bicycle Works comes in. It's like, you make your little trip to Mecca, out to Walnut Creek, California, and go actually visit these guys and meet them. And it's unbelievable. They're just so different than what you can find in the mainstream bicycle world. And then they're like, no, you gotta try this one. And no, you gotta try that one. And no, you gotta try this one. And they make you try all these bikes. And you're like, well, that one's pretty awesome. Ooh, that one feels pretty good. Well, I jumped on a Roduno that was like 2 sizes too big for me. And they're like, nah, it fits you fine. Don't get me started. And I loved it. And I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then a couple months go by and I get a message from a customer. And they're like, hey, I'm down here in Chicago and I saw your video about your visit to Rivendell. I'm not getting any younger. And I was in an accident and I needed to replace my bike. And I ordered the Roduno, just like the one you rode in the video. And I'm gonna have it shipped to your shop and you're gonna assemble it for me, right? Well, that one was a size or two too small for me. But when I test rode it, I'm like, this is a cool bike platform. Well, a couple months later, I haven't stopped thinking about it. And finally, I said, you know what? It's Tuesday. It's time for a new bike. And so I reached out and I ordered it. And the order was placed. I said, will you send me shipping information? And they said, sure. We got to wait on the fancy parts you ordered from Paul. Oh, yeah. But as soon as they come in and we ship, it'll be notified. Well, I missed the notification email. But this morning, out of the blue, having my coffee, my phone, some random PayPal or some shit comes up and says there's a box coming from Rivendell today, UPS, at 11:30. And not only did it come today, but it came at 10:30. And it is right here in this box. It's a new bike day for the bike farmer. I cannot wait to share my excitement with you. I love New Bike Day. It's right in here. I think it's going to be a thing of beauty. If it's not, we're all going to be super disappointed and cry together. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. I guess let's get to it. You kick back and relax, and I'm gonna dig in. Look at that. It's a box within a box. How the heck? Oh, it's not really a box. It's just more cardboard. I love New Bike Day. Look at these fancy lugs. Ooh la la. It is mine, not yours. How I open presents on Christmas too. Still, I know you're all thinking, who would give that guy a Christmas present? Ooh, an empty box. Can't be empty. There's gotta be something in it. Nope, nothing in it. So I did order it with a bunch of extra trimmings, but I'm not seeing any extra trimmings anywhere. That box is empty. Oh, there's a box back here. How'd you get over there, buddy? Oh, extra trimmings. So some of the more keen observers have already noticed it comes set up as a single speed with a double chainring in the front. Roduno. This here is a White Industries 16-tooth freewheel. Rivendell recommends that if you put a front derailleur on it to turn it into a 2-speed, that you get the White Industries cog because it works better than the one that comes on the bike. The one that comes on it is, an adequate Taiwanese something or another. And then this is the Melvin single speed chain tensioner from Paul. Oh, and some mints from Paul. Paul is so cool. Paul's the coolest guy on earth. And that is some bike bling. This is just a chain tensioner. You can use a derailleur and the cheap stuff and it's gonna work fine. But I'm a fancy, fancy boy, and that's a fancy, fancy bike part. Nobody I know has got one of those. Now I do. And you probably don't. And then got a nice new Paul sticker and the brochure. Pamphlet.tator. And for whatever reason, the one that I built came with green IRD brake levers. And I really like these brake levers. I think they're a tremendous value. They're nice and sleek looking, but I wanted the silver on silver ones. Keep things consistent. Here's the stem. It is a Nito chromoly long stem. Plenty of adjustment. And, sorry, it's Nito. I know that now. I gotta start saying it right now that I know it. And then this is, I don't believe, a Nito seat post. It is just run-of-the-mill 26/8 seat post. That's totally adequate to get started. Someday I'll pop for a real nice seat post for this bike. These bikes are fine quality. A lot of thought and care has gone into the design, and I think they deserve the respect of proper parts and, you know, keep the aesthetic up. It's part of the fun. You know, a big part of my business and this channel, the ethos is, you know, practical bikes and, you know, these 1990s mountain bikes, 2000s, hybrids, those kinds of things are great bikes for everyday people. Doesn't apply to me. Nope, I need fancy, over the top, extra, all of that. Doesn't make me a hypocrite. Not one bit. I'm Andy Quant and I know what I want. I think part of the hobby is picking out parts and customizing bikes and making everything work just exactly perfect and all of that. These bikes come from the factory with pretty nice stuff, but like the hubs aren't fancy of any kind. The rims are really good, but not fancy of any kind. These handlebars are super fancy, heat treated Nitto handlebars. So it's got some of the basics are already covered. This is an FSA headset, which isn't fancy, you know, it's not like a King or something that I would put on a custom bike of some sort, but, you know, I'd probably keep it because it's nice and silver, it really looks good. But over time, I'll be ordering parts, probably from Rivendell, finding stuff at bike swaps, stealing stuff off my other bikes, moving things around. Part of Rivendell ownership is personalization. Each bicycle becomes an extension of one's personality. Shall we unveil? Roduno. So the Rodini is the typical Rivendell road bike. Rodeo is the fancy one. Rodini is the Taiwanese one. I think that's how that works. I went silver with purple accents. So if I do want to find purple grips or purple cable tips, that kind of stuff, I can do that. It'll be kind of fun to go purple. Man, they do a really good job of packing these. They put cardboard around the backside and then tape, so you're not taping onto the frame. It's really nice. It's just the extra little details. You know, you get what you pay for, folks. You just really do. I appreciate that level of detail. I almost ordered a different crank set for different gearing. Silver is Rivendell's brand with crank sets and levers and stuff. But I'm gonna try this gearing and then work from there. Whew. Man, is this pretty. I love the off-white and the off-white decals. Very reminiscent of my all-rounder. I'm gonna get these kind of out of the way. I'm gonna take apart this headset and put some grease on the threads. Well, leave well enough alone. It looks like there's grease on them. I'm just gonna trust it. Did I take apart David's headset in that other video? That was his name, right? David? That was a good video. I think I did take it apart and I didn't need it. Somebody should go back and watch that video and let me know. I'm gonna grease the wedge here and then drop a little tri-flow in the bolt action. A little grease on the threads here too. And then a drop of tri-flow behind the bolts and washers. Get a couple threads started. So exciting. How can something so chill be so exciting? Hey, energy's energy. You know what I'm saying? And I like how Rivendell calls it a road bike. You know, it's a Roduno. And then they put the style of handlebar on it just to throw you all off. One may also ask, you know, I'm not sure if you actually do ask these things, but the hell do I need with another bike? First of all, it's none of your business. Second of all, why not? And third of all, I think this is gonna be like my bug out bike. Right now I've been using an old Schwinn Racer 3-speed Sturmy Archer. It's pretty good, honestly. I got a bag on the back. I run to the hardware store. You know, it's the one I throw in the back of the van when I drop it off at the shop and then ride home and then go get it. Just the go run errands around town kind of bike. But this one also, I think, with the right tires, and these may or may not be those tires, probably not. With the right tires, I think it would be an ample 2-speed road bike that I could use on my Saturday morning coffee rides, because we don't have a whole lot of really big hills around here, and we don't go that fast. We usually split into 2 groups, and there's a up front group and a group behind, and I could just ride with the group behind and take it easy every once in a while. Just go for a little bike ride, enjoy it. Nothing says you got to work hard or go fast or, you know, be accomplishing anything but a good time. That's what this bike is all about, just to slow me down and appreciate everything. More grease. One may ask, bike farmer, why so much grease on everything all the time? And to that I would say, I don't know, I just do. These are hollow axles with nuts. They are Novatech hubs, and they're sealed, and they're buttery smooth, high flange, and these spokes have P's on them. I might set this up tubeless just to really throw everyone for a loop, but probably not. But I just thought of that because with these brakes and tires this wide, you have to loosen them to get the tires in and out. These are Yokozuna caliper brakes, which are fantastic. Don't knock it till you try it, boyfriends. So these are long reach caliper brakes or side pull brakes. And surprisingly great stopping power. They kind of went out of vogue because of tire sizes and whatever, but I really kind of prefer them, or I've grown to prefer them. Easier to set up, ample stopping power, fantastic. This is the release mechanism, so you can make them wide enough to get your tires through, supposedly, which doesn't seem to be the case here. But I'm loosening the brake cables so we can lubricate our cables in the housing, and we're gonna replace those brake levers too, so just to give us some more wiggle room. So I'm not here to judge or call anybody out for anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that there was a really good reason to put these green levers on. I'm not going to begin to speculate, and I'm just going to say it's not for me. I'm not into it. And I'm not into it to the point where I bought different levers. I don't remember how much they cost. You can go to rivbike.com and find out for yourself the price I'll pay for looking good. I don't want to scratch anything. God, it's going to be scratchy. I don't know why this is not easy. Great little levers. Front housing. Remind me that I put that in my pocket when I go looking for it. Dyna cobble. Oh, dropped my wrench. Oh, dropped my lever. Okay, so this will be the right lever. I'm gonna grease these bolts because I did that on the ones I just took off and it felt way more better, hey? Yeah. These are a tight fit. I mean, that's good. Tight tolerance in the machining. Oh. Okay. I just don't want to scratch the bars. Know what I'm saying? See, it's better with the silver, isn't it? Go through your hole, cable. Okay, so that's a go. Okay, we can drop a little bit of lube on the pivots here, the spring, and then on the cable. I got some fresh Wubba donuts here that'll go on the cable so it won't go ting 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 against the frame. Oh, dropped a Wubby donut. Good way to fray your cables. Always be twisting, tightening the cable twist. Mitigate your risks. So when I look at a bicycle, the first thing I look at is this space right here. And if I see about that much space, I know it'll fit me. And then I get more excited. If I were to see this bike in the wild and see only that much space, I'd be like, oh, it's too small. Or if it was huge, I'd be like, oh, it's too big. But this, I'm like, oh, it fits. I want it. So I'm very excited to see a Roduno in my size, especially considering that I actually paid for this one. And a schmutz. No schmutz is allowed. It's got a pump peg on it. I know I've got, well, I think I've got a Zeffel, a silver Zeffel pump that would look really good right there, all along underneath there. If not, pick one up at a swap for 10 bucks, you know. Okay. Just dropping some lube where we're gonna want it, you know. It's like putting a thin coat of Teflon on everything, I think. And that's my theory, at least. Just keeps rust at bay. Doesn't prevent anything. And in some cases, it helps things move freely. You know, metal on metal always likes lubrication. Pardon my reach there. Get that. That's happy home. And give that anchor bolt a snoog. Feels pretty dang good, folks. That brake pad looks good. So does the other side. Double check. It's good. It's good. Tighten that up back there. And then these barrel adjusters work great, you know. I mean, that's super tight, a little less so. Super easy to adjust. Little different angle of that process. Go through with our bottle of lube and just kind of hit the pivots and the springs and the what have yous. Make sure everything's in its happy home. So these pads are not hitting square. How cool is this? Fork crown RBW, Rivendell Bicycle Works. It's embossed up here too. We're gonna have to put some bolts up here in our, you know, this is for bolting a rack on or something. I just got a whole bunch of, somebody sent me a whole bunch of stainless steel water bottle screws. M5 bolts that fit on bike frames. Very nice of them. Back here on the other side, and just off a smidge. Oh, that was too much. Doesn't get much more fun than this. Look at that. I got purplies. Does it match? Pretty good. Good enough for what it's for. This here is the Park Tool EP1. Stands for Extra Pretentious One. And this is a Rivendell. So here comes the extra pretension. Most people wouldn't even know what to do with the level of sophistication and pretension it takes to be a Rivendell owner. But I'm really good at it. Actually, well, I think we're probably going to need to put a new chain on. Okay, so the tire gets through the brakes, well, if it's deflated. Can't find a master link. So I'll have to break it the old-fashioned way. While I'm at it, I'm gonna pull this bottom bracket out and grease it. Holy shit. That was in there tight. Man. .173 millimeter. Not 170, not 175, but 173. See if this cup comes out with the impact wrench. Nay. There wasn't much to give me reason to believe that would have worked with how tight those crank bolts were. But that wasn't very tight. How about this side? Righty, loosey. Whoop. We got Shimano UN 300. Good enough for who it's for. And I wouldn't call that bone dry, but it's pretty close. Good and tight. I'm gonna go with a no grease taper, but I am gonna grease my bolts. I don't know, what say you, all you half-right millwrights out there? The internet is split on the greasing of tapers. Had a question the other day. I saw you grease something with Loctite on it. Does the grease affect the Loctite? Yes, it absolutely does. That's about all I know about it. If that's something you're caring about, I want your life. It's a pretty chill life. You got it pretty good. You know? There's children starving all over the world, and that's what you're worried about? Come on. Let's ask some decent, real questions, people. What about the children? Oh. Yeah. Okay, so we got a 2-speed crank here. We're gonna have a single cog in back. And this is why it's a 2-speed. And this here is a clampy adapt. And then this is the Sox Huret. Well, I don't know if it's Huret, but it's a Sox front derailleur. Rarer than hen's teeth, but I have one. Boy, am I glad how easy it is to install. Anyway, this came on my 96 all-arounder when I bought it. It was used. Somebody else came up with this. It's the wrong wrench, and I'm not entirely sure that this is gonna work, because that is hitting the frame. What to do? I really kind of want to use this derailleur. Oh, dropped everything. I'm going to try this Ultegra double, see if it fits any better. Oh, it doesn't have the right clamp. Shoot. Okay, well, I've got this cheapo Shimano one, 28.6. Why doesn't that seem like it's going to work? What size do I need? 29.0, but that's 28.6. It's just the paint. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I mean, that just seems too high, but it's gotta work. I mean, then we might as well go with the socks. I mean, that hurts less. Hurts so less. Come on, Berber. Come on, Berber. Make it hurt so less. But is that like way higher? I don't know what I'm doing here, people. This is not going well. It just seems really high, but that's just because there's no triple. It's in tiny chain rings, isn't it? Okay. So this is really close to being excellent if I don't screw it up right here. All right, come up just a smidge. I think if I tighten it, it's gonna come up a bit. That's what I think. Just barely clearing down there. Okay, it's hitting. Can't have it hitting. That'll not be good. All right, well, we're gonna have to work with that. That was a fun little diversion excursion that didn't need to happen at all. But none of this really needs to be happening. I don't need a new bike, you know? What an interesting dropout, right? What even is the point? I don't think there really is one, except that it's fun. Just because Woody Charleston, everybody. So here, I'm gonna take the axle nut off, BMX freewheel remover, and then we'll put that back on. Well, that wasn't on very tight. Doesn't have to be. Tightens as you ride. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And this is the White Industries version. Much fancier, much nicer, and apparently works better with shifting. So they know, they've had complaints or something, or they knew going into it. I'm just hoping that 16 teeth is what I want, because this is not a cheap bicycle part. Because it's not a cheap bike. Uh-oh, don't want to do that. We'll let nature tighten the rest of it. Or tighten it the rest of the way, I guess is the right way to say that sentence. Kind of sounds like a duck. Or a cricket. Or a frog. Sounds like nature. Ooh, flip-flop hub. We could fixed gear it. 2-speed fixed gear? No, that wouldn't work. Wreak havoc upon that cable tensioner. Havoc. It's a funny word. Havoc. Havoc. Look at that clearance there. Huge chainstay. Classic Rivendell. I think that's the key to why this bike feels so awesome. I am liking how that looks. That's so pretty. It's so pretty. Sit down here with our chain tool. That wired through, and little, we don't have to take any links out. Monster chainstays. So we might want to take some links out, but for now we don't need to, so we won't. Upon further inspection, it says, for bikes with multiple front chain rings, the pulley should be vertically aligned when the chain is on the smallest chain ring. Let's do it. I kind of feel like I got to work left-handed from this angle. Where are you? Here you are. Mr. Chain Pliers. Give me a link. All right, so how many? How many? That many? Is that vertical? Or is that? I think it's that. God, I lost it. Oh, I dropped a link. All right, straight. That's past vertical. I think we want this one. Yep. Okay. And I think maybe the chain tensioner needs to be repositioned. I don't see any like limit screws or anything, but I do see a couple of spacers here that have me intrigued. That's pretty vertical. Vertical enough for me. This is interesting because I've never seen it before, but here's the cog, and then here's the chain tensioner, and the chain tensioner is like over this way, outbound, a little too much. All right, so I'm gonna disconnect that. Okay, I flipped that around twice, by the way. So now there's a little C-clip thing here and 2 spacers and then one on the outside. I'm gonna remove 1 spacer, put it over here, slide everything in. I think it's gonna be just exactly perfect. All right, I'm gonna try to not put this across the room. Okay, I got that the C-clip off successfully. Put the spacer that way. 1 spacer on the inside. And then put the C-clip back on with what? My new Knipex needle nose? No! No, I'm gonna use the needle nose that I ground off because I think I want a little more leverage. I ground these off. These are kind of like a snub nose needle. Good. All right. So now I'm gonna wind this up. Not that much though. Just that much? No. Which way? Oh yeah. Then proceed to cross thread your fancy bike parts into your fancy bike frame. Come on. I don't think there's a whole lot of tension on this. I lost all my tension, but that's better. Where'd all my tension go? No, I mean, that's it. It's gotta be. I thought there was way more tension than that before. I mean, that's just not enough tension for me. What did I do? Huh? What did I do? What doth have I done? I mean, that's all there is to it, right? Maybe I take another link out. I mean, that just does not even feel close to as tight as it was before. I'm not satisfied. I don't know what happened. Well, I mean, I looked at it. I don't know, it just really felt like there was more tension on it than that. But, I mean, that's what we're gonna go with. Okay.